Okay, I just made everybody avocado toast since we've had kind of a chill morning. Like the kids just wanted to eat some cereal. So something that I wanted to share with you guys, which I feel really weird about doing, but at the same time not, because the more we talk about things, the less weird they are, right? So something that has been challenging for me in this pregnancy is that my blood pressure has been like really low, like below 90 to 60. And I feel just very like low energy. I can literally feel my body just feels like it's been wiped out. Like if you've ever seen those pictures of like energy vampires, I think that's what it feels like for me right now, is it literally feels like somebody just, or like a Dementor, just like came and like sucked some of my life force out, and I just have to like rest until I feel like a burst of energy to like get up and do whatever I need to do. So it's been a lot of stop and go these days, which is a little bit weird for me because I like to take it really slow in the beginning part of my day and then just like get going. So I don't really know how I feel about that yet, because at first I was kind of feeling like defeated in my first trimester, but now in my second trimester, with my body like making more blood and all of that, like I'm like, okay, we're not gonna freak out about this, we're not gonna Google every single thing, we're just going to take care of ourselves. The only thing that I have read as far as like increasing your blood pressure is to increase the amount of sodium, which might be why I have wanted ramen, has been something that I've been craving in the last like week. So anyways, this morning I had 2 pieces of toast with butter and honey, and then I just kind of sat for a while because I was feeling really low. And then it's about 1 o'clock right now, and I just made myself some avocado toast on sourdough with a banana, and I made everybody else some avocado toast as well. So I am kind of just hanging out in bed right now because I am starting to feel a little bit sleepy, and yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at right now. Happy Tuesday. We are at the swimming pool. It's called Swan Lake Pool here in Clarksville, and I think we made it here at like the perfect timing because we got a spot pretty close to the pool. They just blew the whistle, so we're taking a little break right now. Vita was a big girl and went on the slide. But did you bump your head? No? Did you just get scared? Yeah, she was really scared. So she was brave enough to go on the big slide. Let me show you guys. So she went on this big slide up here, and I mean, mind you, I was kind of freaking out because I was...
We just better be having something called a candy, so I better have some of my goldfish.
Okay. So we're taking a little candy sugar break right now. On days when it's really hot like this, or we're doing outdoor things, I have to always be really mindful of Ollie's sugar, because sometimes even if his sugar will be high, if it's really hot for whatever reason, that just works differently for him. So we're keeping an eye on it right now. I bought some sugary stuff just in case he tanked, but he's doing pretty good right now. Oh no, the slushy machine is down. Oh my god, look at me guys. I'm like so burnt. Even like my belly, in case you go see, look like a tomato. Like, well, yeah, we got sunburned today. I didn't realize that we were at the pool for that long. We were there for like 4.5 hours. So we got nice and crispy, which I don't know that this will actually turn into a burn, maybe in my nose, but anyways, went to the pool. We had a really good time. It was very nice, very refreshing on a personal note because it was so hot today. And then I still had to stop for dog food, so I just popped in while Vita fell asleep. So Viv stayed with her, and then I took Ollie in really quick, went and got dog food, and then came straight home, and she had fallen asleep, so scooped her up, and then she was like pissed obviously when she woke up, so I laid her down. I fell asleep, woke up to the sound of my snoring, and then took a shower. I told Casey, I was like, there is no way that I am cooking today. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So whatever you guys want me to like DoorDash, I will order, but I'm not cooking. Now tomorrow, we don't have anything planned, so we're just gonna take like a chill day. I'll plan out groceries, pick that up, and make like a nice home cooked meal. Thursday we have the house cleaner coming in. So I was planning on taking them to a water park in Nashville. So yeah, like I'm not super stoked on summer this year, for probably because I'm pregnant and I just have like feeling weird like health-wise. It's just hot and miserable, and like I don't know why I feel like summer's not really my time to shine. Spring and fall are really where I feel good. I don't feel too bad in the winter. I think I probably feel better in the winter than I do in the summer, frankly. But yeah, so I'm gonna order some pizza and I'm gonna go lay down because I am just exhausted. I'm past my nappy nap. Happy Wednesday. I am very nice and red from yesterday at the pool. Yeah, baby. So we're taking a break today. I'm gonna order some groceries. I had a moment there where I was like, maybe we should go to Costco. And then I bounced off of it and she's like, I'm tired. And I feel like sometimes that works for me. Not in a sense of like needing other people to like validate what I want to do, but to have other people be like, that's not what we said we were gonna do today. You're like letting your ADHD like get to you. So I lost my train of thought. Anyways, now we're gonna go to Nashville Shores tomorrow. So today I'm just gonna take it slow. I'm gonna do some laundry and then kind of pick up. I'm gonna do like pre-cleaning before the house cleaner comes. Just cause like sometimes I have like Amazon boxes, or there's just certain things that I don't feel like my house cleaner should have to do for me. And most of those things are like pet related, but a lot of times it's stuff like the kids leaving their toys out, or you know, stuff like that. And then obviously like my day-to-day cleaning. So let's get started. So we have, I'm not gonna spoil it, but we do have some exciting plans for Halloween. Not that they haven't been done before or anything, but we are just like very much looking forward to doing it for ourselves. And it's all Viv can talk about now. So that's something that I actually learned through branding, is how far in advance you have to plan things. And it's funny because like with my practice, I used to kind of just like get the idea and then try to roll it out. And I had really just like operated my whole life like on that. And it really leaves a lot of room for frustration, for things to not manifest the way that you want them to. And I think that, funny enough, like branding really helped me better understand the process of manifestation, because, you know, I think people, I'm not gonna say people, I'm gonna say myself. I think that I've had a perception too where like if I'm being good enough, or if I'm doing things right, then things should manifest quickly. And I am starting to feel now the opposite. If I'm on the right path, like I should feel calm about that, because I know that it's going to be a process. I know that there's certain things that I need to do in a timely fashion. And so long as I like continue to like consistently show up, I don't even have to like stress about whether or not my manifestation will come true because I've planned the whole thing. I find so much peace in like going about it in that process. And so right now with her like manifesting for Halloween, we have so much time, you know, obviously it's July. We have so much time to dream up, to work through ideas. And so like going back to what I was saying before, like you get an idea and you just roll with that idea versus giving yourself space to come up with multiple ideas. Then you can choose, okay, which one of these ideas do I really think will work the best? And then apply yourself to that one. And it's just been much more of a all around creative process. And I used to think before that if I planned out too much, that I wasn't leaving enough space for like intuition or anything, and I really resisted it. And I've come to see now that I'm like, it's actually like exactly the opposite. So that's kind of how we've been doing a lot of things this whole year, really, is oh, this feels so good on my skin. I can't even tell you right now. I skipped the Good Genes because I didn't want to put any lactic acid on my skin when it's a little tender, but the moisturizer right now, I'm like, oh, I'm about to get the ice roller out. Anyway, so I just wanted to plant that seed here is that if you are somebody who is new to manifestation or maybe has been on it for a while and you find yourself feeling like you're not doing it right or that things would happen differently, then I highly recommend that you take a step back and really start to like plan things out without getting no, obviously yes, like you want to operate on a certain timeline, but not getting super stuck on the timeline. It's because it's like, as long as I know that I continue to work towards it, like it will happen for me. Obviously certain things like writing would be a different thing because like I have deadlines to meet, like there's certain things, right? But yeah, just wanted to put that out there. I think that maybe that's just my theme today is like stick to the plan. Don't get like, I think that's one of the ways that we burn ourselves out too, is when we have a plan and then we're like, oh, that's boring, and we don't want to stick to it. We want to follow something that feels more fun. And then we follow that thing that feels more fun and we start to hit all kinds of like hiccups and roadblocks and just like obnoxious things that inevitably create this feeling of just like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have listened to my intuition. And like, honestly guys, I'm just over doing that to myself. I'm over having these conversations within where I'm like, I should have listened to my intuition. I wouldn't have done this to myself. Like, that's a form of punishment in our minds to ourselves. And that really is just, you know, I'm not gonna say it's inner child because not everybody had the same parents that I did, but I definitely had parents that would just like, if you had listened, this wouldn't have happened to you. Like, one thing that my parents used to say to me a lot in Spanish, and I'll translate, but is te va a castigar Diosito, or te castigó Diosito por no, you know, whatever, which means like, if you don't listen to me, God's gonna punish you. Or if you already did it, then it's like God was punishing you for not listening to me. That's such an awful way to be, and that's not what I want to harbor within myself, because if I harbor it within myself, then I'm pushing that onto my children, and I just think it's just so unnecessary. And don't get me wrong here, let me tell you that when it comes to parenting, my kids are assholes. Flat out, I don't care if that's not gentle parenting. I just don't care. Like, my kids can totally be assholes. And the thing is that there will absolutely be times where I tell them like, I'm so sick of you being rude and disrespectful. Like, I love you, but right now I don't want to talk. Or you're in my room, you're in my space. If you want to continue to speak to me like that, I'm gonna ask you to go to the living room or go somewhere else. Because before I used to just go and like section myself off, which was a trauma response. And I don't push on them like, you need to go to your room, because that's the same thing that was done to me, so it doesn't make any sense. But now I just like communicate with them like, I'm disappointed in the way you're speaking to me. I don't deserve to be spoken to like that. And so that's been the main thing now, where if I was triggered, I would yell. Now, like, I don't even do that. I'm like, you know what, that's really, like, you're hurting my feelings right now. I don't deserve to be spoken to like that. And sometimes it works, and they'll come back and they'll apologize, and sometimes they'll just still be mad. And usually it's over like the most ridiculous things, like, you didn't let me have candy, you didn't take me to the gas station, and we just, I don't know, like, I love motherhood so much, and at the same time I'm like, it's so much, because you're constantly like learning as you're doing it. Like, it's a whole practice, and it's interesting because it's like a life within a life. It's like you exist, and then you exist as a parent and as a partner and as a coach or whatever. So there's like these multiple like layers and layers within your life. And I think that if you can learn lessons on one layer, you can absolutely translate those to like other things. And so for me, motherhood has been a space where I have been really good at like understanding the language there. And if I don't understand the language and whatever like I'm focusing on with the children, I know that I can pull from another experience and translate that, which has been like super cool for me. Or even like gardening has been such a good one this year, which I'll have to give you guys a garden update. It's mostly grass right now, which is just really so funny to me. Okay, so we made it upstairs. You see, literally just finished working. Oh my gosh. Going up and down the stairs, you guys, is not an easy thing for me right now. It definitely has me like just like panting like a dog, but can be done. Anyways, just gonna set the vibe a little bit. Every time I get on a call, I really like to just like put a candle on, like just figure out my desk in case any of it is out of place. Just like situate myself better for the call. I think that helps me fidget less. I want to show you the cover of Q3's packet because it's so pretty. And I just feel like in general it's just like very appropriate for, let me see, let me move this without grabbing my plant. I don't know, the lighting might be weird there, what do we think? So this is the cover for Q3. I honestly just feel kind of shook that it's already Q3 because it's like, how are we here already? Like, the fact that it's already July sometimes doesn't feel like that late in the year, but then you start to look at the calendar and you're like, yeah, it's like way late in the year. Like, we're like halfway through already. More than halfway, actually. And that's just nuts to me. And then it also makes me feel even more nuts when I start to think that my baby's gonna be here in like 5 months, which is insanity to me. But at the same time, it does feel like it's really like flying by. It's just, I don't know. You know how sometimes you're just like, oh, time, and then other times you're like, time is a construct. Hello, how are you? So we were just talking about how important communication is, because we were just talking a little bit Stranger Things. I don't know if you watched that or not. There are lessons in there I just can't even keep up with how fast they go. Well, basically how she tries to hide the things that she was like really feeling deep down about her brother. And Allison was saying that she was talking to her daughter about how We all have that stuff.
But it's so hard to move.
So that's where like I just want to take a quick pause to say like, these are the things that I know are working for me, and maybe they're not working very fast, but they work because they're compounded efforts. And I think that that's an important thing for us to kind of like keep at the forefront of our minds whenever we start to have these moments where we are really hard on ourselves, to say like, the change that I'm looking for is not like an instantaneous thing. It's working. Why? So like always coming back to answering that question of, how do you know it's going to work out? Because I'm doing this, this, and this, which is so huge.
Had this conversation more than 10 times. After 9, I still wished you.
Happy Thursday, friends. We just finished eating at the Mrs. Seals Cafe. We have a new house cleaner, and she came today. So she was there while I just like finished getting ready, and we left the house. It's been a little bit of a weird day. We unfortunately had one of our guinea pigs die, and it was very sad. I'm only telling you that now because she's not right here at this instant. And then Ollie's sugar's been really high. He started throwing up right before we had lunch. So we're kind of walking around Mrs. Seals right now just to see how he's feeling. I gave him some corrections, and he wanted to walk around and look. So we're doing that right now. And we'll see how he tolerates the corrections and his food. And then, yeah, but otherwise we're gonna look around and see if we find anything cool. I know they have a lot of baby stuff here that I've never shopped for before. So I'm gonna see if I find some cute baby stuff today. Oh my gosh, do you guys remember how crazy the Beanie Baby thing was when we were little? And look at them now. Charcoal face mask. Oh, we've done that before though. We have those. Charcoal, yeah. We've never done honey though. Okay, what kind do you want, Ollie? Honey, milk, charcoal, or pearl? I'm gonna go with pearl.
I'm gonna go with honey.
Honey?
Charcoal.
Charcoal?
No.
Okay.
That's,
Why does my nose feel like I could... Mom,
What kind?
why does my nose...
Okay, well let's do milk for you then.
Yeah.
Oh, that is pretty. That's super cute, but Casey will probably kill me if I bring home another mug. It's a cute basket. I like this bowl. This would be really cute on the dining table. This is super cute. I like your chair.
I know, this is so cute.
Like a baby fidget toy.
But it's fun.
Right, we are finally out of the high blood sugar, and then he started coming down super hard, so I'm keeping an eye on him right now because Ollie's out riding the lawnmower with his dad, which Casey was like, I gotta get out and mow the lawn now. Like, he's so funny with his grass stuff. I don't know how he managed to plant nothing but clover last year and this year, which I think is fantastic because like the bees are super happy. We have a ton of bees, but he is not happy with it. He wants to be able to walk around in it, so he's like been calculating how much to sod. I'm just keeping an eye on him because he has his head down right now and I can't tell if he's pouting or if he's not feeling well, and I don't have a read on him. I'll tell you that days like this, like it just is kind of like a high alert type thing. Like it does take a lot of energy just because you have to be so alert and like aware of like his signs and the symptoms that he's showing. So we had our house cleaned today and it looks fantastic. I'm so happy to be back on a schedule. Having the house clean. You can't even tell the floor anymore because the dogs just like drip water everywhere. And when I say dogs, I mean mostly Daisy. She's like got all this like fuzz on her. Anyways, the house looks spectacular. I'm super happy about that. That's like one thing that I don't have to worry about anymore because everything's nice and clean. So I'm gearing up now to make dinner. We're gonna have hamburgers and hot dogs. Yeah, now I'm starting to feel nervous. Okay, I gotta go. He's at 123. I can chill now. Jeez, my goodness. Grand Rising friends, happy Friday. Whew. Okay, well maybe this might not work. It's so humid out. All right, let's try this again, shall we?
Let's see what old.
As you saw, very humid outside already. We're getting ready to go back out into that.
You can bruise that to light a fire.
Not this one.
But you can bruise a kind. You can bruise a couple to make a fire.
Yeah.
Put it on a deck that puts a fire on it, and then it will got a whole backyard on fire. No, that's giving me a headache.
I'm drinking my coffee. Can you give me a few minutes to myself in the bathroom,
That's
please?
giving me a headache.
Why don't you go sit in the back?
That's giving me a headache too.
Okay.
I hate that stuff.
I woke up with so much anxiety today. I literally feel it vibrating in my body, which is also physically just the having low blood pressure. So drinking my coffee right now, and then we're gonna stop at Chick-fil-A and grab some breakfast. Not the healthiest choice, I know, but when it comes to like fast food anyways, it's something that I know that everybody's gonna like eat, and I just want to make sure that they're fed because we've got about a 2-hour drive ahead of us. Today is also mine and Casey's 11-year anniversary, and I think that that is also playing a big part in like the anxiety. Like, here it comes, here it comes. Let me drink some coffee before I start crying. My son regularly has this thing where he tells me like, you're the best mom ever. Which I love, and he's really been like the first one to start saying stuff like that. Like, Viv always tells me that she loves me, but he started that like, you're the best mom ever. Like, or he'll tell me, you're the best mom I ever had. And so now Vida says it, of course, too. And he said it, and like this morning it just like hit different. I think that like one of the hardest parts of like struggling with your mental health or like struggling with being present is that sometimes like the big milestones or like the big things tend to trigger you the most, which probably, so I don't know, may or may not make sense, but like for me today it's just bringing up a lot of like unworthiness, right? Like I was making my bed and I'm asking myself, like, basically having to coach myself through it, right? Like right now I'm letting myself process, but like I'm coaching myself through it and I'm like, okay, I'm feeling like I'm not entirely sure if it's safe enough for me to be here. Like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, and it's really nice, don't get me wrong, to ask that question from a point of view of like, you know, what did I do to deserve such a good life? Like, literally just went out. I just went out and like fed my goats and my chickens and my pig, and like every part of my life right now is something that I intentionally created, and it just blows my mind sometimes. And it's such a grateful feeling, really, to be triggered now by everything happening like for me and what I've wanted in my life versus like negative things happening, where before I used to ask myself, like, what did I do to deserve this? I don't feel like I'm a bad person. I'm glad I'm getting this out now. That's what I was feeling last night, because like last night too, like it was such a long day of monitoring all these sugar levels and then like continuing to try to give him insulin, and then like worrying that I'm giving him too much insulin and then he's gonna drop too fast. And it's just like, it takes so much energy to be like that focused and like hyper aware. And it's weird how certain things like in the present show you how you were leaking energy before. And while I was living in like such a fear-based state of like whether another man was gonna hurt me, like I was constantly hyper vigilant like that. And then finally getting to a space where like I don't feel like that so much anymore. And when that starts to happen, then of course like the ego is like, you're dropping the ball, like you're not paying attention, like what if this happens? And it starts to throw all these like what ifs at you. And it was just such a crazy journey, y'all, let me tell you. So anyways, I didn't really mean to cry in this space today, but that's just where I'm at, and I'd rather just like go ahead and get it out rather than trying to pretend like I'm not feeling anxious, which now I feel a lot better because now it's not in my body anymore. I am aware that my body really wants to eat right now, so I'm drinking my coffee. We're about to leave here in about 15 minutes. We have a surprise. Surprise for y'all, not surprise for us, because we already know. We're already fully aware of how crazy we are, and that's okay. We've made peace with that. I think that y'all are gonna be like, that's okay. I'm all right with that. Anyways, so I gotta get the dogs put up and get this show on the road. All right, friends. So we made it back from our super long drive today, and I'm gonna save the surprise that I told you guys I was gonna share with you later because we're running a little bit behind. As I told you guys, Casey and I got a babysitter. She's here now. We're getting her the rundown on all the insulin stuff, and how shiny my hair is. And so we're having dinner at Hess today. It's missing a drawer. We're out here gawking at these prices over here. Holy shit, I didn't realize that it was like this sticking out like that. Like this one screams Narnia vibes.
That is so cute. Is there a price tag?
Yeah, 200 doll hairs. Happy Saturday. We are out at, what is this? I keep saying Restoration Hardware. It's Restore for like Habitat for Humanity. So far, all the furniture was way overpriced. And now we're checking out some artwork and see if we find anything.
I kind of like those two over there.
Taking these?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I know. That was only 7. That one's 25, which is decent.
That's cute. I was trying to see if we find anything worth taking home. I've been on a home decor vibe. Okay, so we got home maybe, I don't know, roughly 30 minutes to an hour ago, and just kind of tidied up a little bit so I could relax. Kids are happy, husband's happy, but I feel completely wiped out, like just so tired. We went to Restoration Hardware, then we went to Miss Pedigo's. So like a lot of fun antique shopping. We did find some cute things. Maybe you can have with me. And I'll show you guys some of the stuff that I got later. But right now, I really just need to get in my little baby cocoon that I've set up for myself over here with my maternity pillow. Right. Tried to nap. I kind of did, but like not a very like deep sleep kind of nap. Anyways, so I'm coming out to the garden to just do a quick garden check, show you guys some of the new stuff that we have before it starts to rain. If it rains, we'll see. Tomato plants are getting pretty big finally, but I don't know if we'll get anything out of there. It looks like I've got some weeds in there that I need to take out. On this side, oh my gosh, this watermelon. Oh look, there's a new baby. You see that? A new baby watermelon. We've got this guy that we've been working on for a little bit. All this beautiful basil. I'm obsessed with how good basil smells. I think this is, okay, so this is Viv's okra. And as you guys can see, it's very lush with green grass. This basil went to seed quick. That's weird because it's not even really that big. Anyways, so what we decided to do next year was to just put black fabric over it. Because the tilling was definitely a big fail, but I'm glad that we went through that. We learned it, and we won't be doing that again. So in here are our pumpkins, and it's just not looking super promising. However, across the way, oh wait, where did it go? Oh yeah, hi! A little pickle. I think that's the only pickle that we have in there. So these are all rows of sunflowers in here, and then our zinnias, which have been very beautiful. One of my favorite things is to see my youngest Vida will come and literally smell every single one of them. It's so sweet. And I just want to point out as well that all this grass got so much bigger because it finally rained the last couple days. Let's see, the kids said that there was actually, oh, there it is. So we have one piece of corn here. I haven't seen any more than that. All right, we're about to introduce you, it seems, to our newest member of our family, whom we have decided to name Charlie Brown. Oh yeah? Do you want to introduce the vlog to Charlie Brown? All right, guys.
He's a boy.
I know y'all think we're crazy already, so this should come as no surprise to you. This is who we went all the way to Centerville for yesterday. This is Charlie Brown.
Yep.
He is a... Hey, bud. Look at him. Look at him go. Oh my goodness.
Did you see the corn?
I did. He just woke up from a nap with me. He did nap with me and it was the sweetest thing ever. I was dying. Anyways, he is 12 weeks old. And he's pretty cute. Like, just a sweet pup.
Mom, every time you come out here, you need to drink the spot.
Looks like you can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. You can. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, you don't have to hide it. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, don't hide it.
Do you want to see how big the baby is?
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Are you ready? Yeah.
How big? Corn?
A size of freaking corn?
Yeah.
A baby corn?
We are
It's been
officially at the size of a corn today.
Fit into your box, beauty queen.
Happy Sunday, friends. So we are gearing up, getting ready to make some breakfast. I'm in the mood for some tortillas today. So I messaged my friend who I know that she's constantly making tortillas and I'm like, what's the recipe that doesn't use lard? Please enlighten me. So I'm gonna cook that with my breakfast today. I just got dressed in this really cute, what are these called? Unitards, right? That I got from Nuuly. And I just feel like it's so flattering. I feel very comfortable in it. I wasn't sure if it was going to work for me because I have not really wanted leggings at all, like anything tight on my skin through this pregnancy. But now that I have it on and I'm like, I'm not going anywhere today, so I don't care. It feels really comfortable. So this is my look today as I'm gonna be doing laundry and just kind of cleaning up the house, getting it ready for tomorrow. I have to shoot some content and plan a few things out for the week. We've got the full moon on the 13th. So yeah, we checked on the app this morning for how big the baby was gonna be this week. We're at 22 weeks and we're saying about us an ear of corn. I would say that I could fit a few ears of corn in here, but okay.
Can I get a bowl to put these in so I have more space?
Yeah, you can get a bowl.
Can you hear me?
Dad, Mom, it's a corn.
Okay, so of course we used all of our flour except for the wheat flour, and I was like, there's no way I'm making tortillas with wheat flour. Like, it'll just be a waste of my effort because nobody's going to eat that. So I thought the closest store to us was Walmart, but it's actually this little food giant here in Guthrie, Kentucky. So I took some back roads and got here really quick. So I'm gonna pop in and grab some flour and head straight home so that I can make some tortillas for breakfast, because my mind is like, yeah, we're not gonna let that go today. Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on the tortillas, because the tortillas, for one, I've gotta let this butter soften, but they're also gonna need to rest for like 15 minutes before I start to roll them out, okay? So, I will attach her recipe in the comments below, or whatever, in the caption below. So she said this makes about 20 to 24 street taco size, so it's gonna be 4 cups of flour, which I have here. I have half a cup of shortening, which is gonna be the butter. We've been having some issues with the male cat peeing on the mats. I don't know what is going on. You know how cats are. Like every once in a while, they just decide that they're gonna start peeing in random places, and you're just like, cool, I'll deal with that, thanks. Anyways, so half a cup of shortening, generous pinch of salt, and then she said to go ahead and like put it in the mixer, get the dough working, and then you're gonna start to add 1.5 cups of warm water, and then we're gonna roll it into balls. Okay, so we're gonna let this start to soften while kind of straighten everything else out around here. They decided that they wanted watermelon this morning, and I'm like, I hate, on the cleaning side, I hate when they do things like that before I have to cook, because then I have to clean that mess just to get to what I need. But at the same time, I'm like, just do it. I don't even, like, it'll take me like, what, 5 to 10 minutes? Big deal. It's a little cute little work assistant you got there.
Yeah.
Alright, super pleased with the result. The tortillas themselves are not the prettiest, but I've got beans, a fried egg, let me see, bacon, avocado, queso fresco, and some radish greens in here.
So guys, we're ready to see us.
Alright friends, well, we're at the end of a fantastic day. Gotten a good nap, made some really good meals, and I had this thought as I was like prepping dinner that sometimes there are going to be things that we do like in service of others that we'll find ourselves doing things in order to feel worthy or appreciated, or even maybe even like transactional. You know, I've done this for you, now you have to do this for me. I think you see a lot of that in parenting. I think we saw a lot of that in parents that were like my parents' age. It's so humid out here. Sorry guys, I know it's foggy. Where it's like, I provide you with this, so you have to give me the good grades or the validation that you're a good child, whatever. So as I was prepping these, like this dinner, and I made a really good breakfast. I'm like handmade tortillas, and like if you've ever made tortillas, you know that it's like, it's kind of a lot, like not that the making the tortillas is a lot, but there's like a lot of like moving pieces, like just bringing it all together, right? And then in my case, like my children are small, so they want to be helpful, like they want to be part of it, and sometimes that can feel like, oh, not that way, okay, sometimes that can feel like just, I was frankly pretty overstimulating. I think I had to stop recording because I was just like, you guys, I'm just trying to finish this up, please stop asking me questions, like I need some space, especially like right at the end. But anyways, what I wanted to get with that thought was that hey, I'm trying to record, could you keep the noise down for me, please? Where I was going with all of this, and really where I wanted to end this vlog today, because I will be posting this question on Instagram in that space as well, because I love having these kind of like conversations. So if you are not on Instagram but you would like to comment here, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. So really my thought was that if I'm doing this simply because, or I guess like, where's the payoff, right? Where's the payoff of making these like well thought out home cooked meals where you're not doing it because you're expecting to get a thank you or you're expecting good behavior or any of that? Where's the payoff? Okay, so anyways, I think that the payoff in decisions like that, in which you're doing it because you know better. I don't know why this is so stupid. Okay, so in Vida, please. I think in situations, whether it's providing meals for our family, right? Like a lot of the things that I do at home, there has been, I have found that in the almost 11 years that I've been a mom, one of the big things for me is where I hurt myself and I make myself feel very resentful when I am expecting to be treated a certain way. I really just like infuriated myself is because I was expecting to be treated a certain way. I was expecting to feel a certain way as well. Like if I am the perfect mom, if I'm, you know, feeding these beautiful organic breakfasts, if I'm doing the perfect bedtime routine, then I should, like, I expect to feel a certain way, and it doesn't work like that. So I guess now, in answering my own question of like what the payoff is to doing these things for my family, I think it's been a lot of, it's almost like selfless in a way, because doing these things, making these memories, doing things handmade or slower or differently than others, I think a lot of that is more about like their enrichment, and I release that resentment or desire for a certain feeling because I realize that like that feeling is naturally created just in the fact that I want to do those things for others, and not because I'm expecting a result afterwards. Like the feeling is already there before any of it's done, which is wild to me. My point is that like I haven't brought these children into the world expecting to get a certain feeling, and so I think that like the answers are always there if you're willing to look for it. Maybe it's just in a different situation, but a situation that would reflect the same lesson in other parts of your life. So anyways, that's where I wanted to close out this vlog. We're just kind of relaxing outside, Thankfully, it has been a very nice evening. It's real, like, just very... I think one other point that I wanted to make, that when I started this vlog, was like, I think it's a really beautiful thing for us to be on our spiritual journeys, for us to be exploring our consciousness and healing ourselves. And yes, those are things that are very difficult at times and very challenging, very emotionally depleting, but on this like material plane, or however you want to describe that, there are still going to be things that like we're responsible for. And I think that we hurt ourselves even more when we expect things from the material plane that are not really from this place. If that does, I don't know if that makes sense, but what I'm getting at is like going back to like searching for a certain feeling or a validation. Like you're looking for something that is created here first. We always talk about like manifesting it first being like a feeling, an idea that we, or like an idea or a thought that comes into your mind, and you start to feed it with your feelings, and you know, eventually it will manifest into physical form. I don't know that it really, I think sometimes we try to take the physical form in order to nourish us, and I don't know that it's gonna work that way. And maybe I need to develop that thought a little bit more in and of itself. But anyways,